at Babson Connect Worldwide. We are so thrilled to be here in Madrid, Spain. The Secretary of State just asked me, how did we choose Madrid? And the answer was, this is where everyone wanted to go. So we had no choice. And we are absolutely excited that so many of you have come from 50 different countries to be here with us today. I think that's extraordinary, and it truly is the essence of Babson Connect Worldwide. When this began 4 years ago, the idea was to create an environment where our alumni from 114 countries around the world could gather annually to network, to hear about the most exciting things that are going on in the local entrepreneurial environment, and to maintain those friendships, to have a place where you could say every year, meet me with your roommates and your friends, come to Babson Connect, and to know that when you're going to leave refreshed, excited, and up to date on what's going on at Babson. And so I am very excited to hear from all of you who I haven't had a chance to check up with yet. And thank you for coming. Thank you for spending your very precious time with us and with each other. Please meet people you don't know on this trip. I know it's so tempting to hang out with the people you do know because it's so exciting to see them again, but also make an effort to meet several people you haven't met before, and meet people not just from your years at Babson, but meet parents, meet students. We have 27 students with us this year at Babson Connect, thanks to Dean Lapp, who has organized them and brought them over. They're our help this time, but also they're a resource so that you can reconnect with what it's like to be at Babson today. And so with that, I'd like to kick off our time together with just a very few slides about what is happening at Babson today. And so I'll start first with saying thank you. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to our incredible host committee that put this together. All of these individuals worked so hard to make sure that today's efforts are the best they can possibly be. And so if we could have a round of applause, please, for all of our host committees. They've been so generous with their time and resources. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank all our members of governance who have joined us here today. Could you please just stand, the members of governance, just briefly? Could you stand and be recognized? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for making the effort. It's very important that we reconnect as a whole and from around the world every year. And now, just a few thoughts about what is Babson like today. Babson is a very competitive place. I can tell you that today, Babson is absolutely among the best universities and colleges in the world. We have 550 students, probably many more, in our incoming class this past year than when many of you were there. Our acceptance rate is the lowest, and our student quality is the highest that it's ever been in the history of Babson. And another wonderful thing that happened for the second year in the past 3 years, we have a majority of women students enrolling in Babson this past year. And last night, someone said to me spontaneously, you know, Babson is the best business school for women entrepreneurs. And to hear that coming back at me, when that is our aspiration, was so exciting to me. And I hope that that large number of women who want to come to Babson is a reflection of the fact that that's our reputation in the world now. And so we're very excited about that. As you know, we're very international. 28% of our students came directly from overseas last year, but another 10% hold multiple passports and just happen to live in the US right now. So altogether, it's almost 40% of our students who come from abroad. And it's very exciting that we're also very diverse within our domestic community. And so we're proud of all these kinds of diversity, and we're very grateful to our students. One of the exciting panels you're going to see later on this afternoon is with our Global Scholars. This is a program that I had the honor to found when I came to Babson, and it brings the best and the brightest and the most ambitious and the most likely to change the world students who apply. This group of students who are graduating this year, who you're going to see on the panel, competed with 9 900 other students for 10 slots to come to Babson. And so we are so excited about what these students are going to be able to provide for us as a community moving forward, and I hope you seek out our global scholars and meet them. We have a number of them with us here today. There are so many exciting things happening on campus. I know I'm trying to bring Babson to you wherever you are, but I urge you, next year, our centennial year, you have to come back to Babson. The next Babson Connect is on the campus of Babson, and there's a reason for that, because it is such a vibrant and wonderful place now. And it will be transformed. I assure you, no matter when you were there, you will not recognize it by the time that we have Babson Connect next year, because this will be our beautiful athletic center. This will be our wonderful maker space, the Weissman Center, named for our wonderful trustee and benefactor, Bob Weissman, where we are going to hold classes together with Olin and have an opportunity for our students to make things, create things, all the way from a test kitchen to all sorts of manufacturing. So we're thrilled about that. And Horn Library will be transformed, because right now it is just absolutely overflowing with students who want to work and want to be together. And if our students want to work, we want to give them a place to work. So we are thrilled with that. Something else that I think is very exciting is that we are moving the globe. The globe stopped about 30 years ago, as you know, and one of the things that I had pledged to do as president was to make it spin again. But then I thought, well, if I make it spin again, but it's hidden in a place no one sees, what will we do? So for the centennial, we're moving it to a wonderful place, a new centennial park that will be right across from Reynolds and the Sorensen Center, so everyone can see it. And we will make it spin again, and it will be a major part of our entrance. It will display our commitment to being global and show all of the flags from our students' countries so that every day they can feel welcome on campus. Yeah. Yeah. We also are establishing our first global hub this year. So we plan to be going to Dubai in September with our blended learning MBA program. Many of you are here from Dubai, so thank you so much for all of your support during this process. And this is a part of a greater strategy of having a presence in entrepreneurial centers around the world. So in Boston itself, and in San Francisco and Miami, which is such a vibrant area for entrepreneurship, and we're opening there in Miami also our blended learning MBA in the fall. And other exciting things that are happening right now, we're reaching the world. We're not reaching Greenland, apparently. I don't know why Greenland doesn't take any interest in our courses, but we have online courses now through edX that are available to anyone, anywhere in the world. And what we found is that literally people in every country and territory around the world, except for Greenland and French Guiana, are absolutely excited about taking our courses. And so we're thrilled. Almost 100,000 people have been touched globally now by our online courses, and we hope to grow this in the coming year. Another wonderful global initiative that we have online is that we've partnered with a company called Alumno that is going to translate those same edX courses into Spanish and Portuguese and distribute them throughout Latin America. I know I have spoken to our friends at Santander about how we would like to collaborate with you about making sure that they're available even more broadly. So we are thrilled about that partnership as well. And of course, we're so proud of this. We're so proud to be recognized as the #1 college for international students by Forbes magazine for the 2nd year in a row. And we have 2 other things, accolades to absolutely celebrate. Our U.S. News & World Report rankings, again, 21st consecutive year for our undergraduate and 25th for the graduate school. So as you know, Our mission is to be the leader in entrepreneurship education everywhere, and we are doubling down on that mission for our centennial year and beyond. We've been thinking hard about defining our vision, our purpose, our mission, and how we express that. And in the end, we are going to be focusing on 3 strategic areas: strengthening our family enterprise expertise and being the leading school in the entire world on family business. We're going to advance women entrepreneurs everywhere, helping to lift women and children out of poverty and empower women economically. And we're going to figure out how we can be instrumental in driving social impact and transforming businesses into triple bottom line enterprises that care not only about making a profit, but also about the people they employ, the communities they inhabit, and the environment. And so we are thrilled with this strategy. I want to thank our trustees for helping us to organize this and all be behind it. And one of the things that we found that was so exciting was that this is really in our DNA. Roger Babson, who was our founder, had all of the students at Babson take a pledge when he was there as the leader. And that pledge was to embark on a business career as a means of rendering service to humanity. So in our 100th year, we're going back to our roots, and we are reestablishing and reaffirming our commitment not only to leading in entrepreneurship, but also in doing so in service of humanity. So I have a short film here that will begin to talk a little bit about us during our centennial year.
In 1919, Roger Babson's students took a pledge to embark on a business career as a means of rendering service to humanity. Babson College would be a new business school based on the beliefs that people are the greatest resource, and a global business community offers opportunities for peace and prosperity. From this pioneering vision, Babson was the first to believe that entrepreneurs are made, not born, creating entrepreneurship as an academic discipline that equips students with an entrepreneurial mindset and skill set. We have redefined entrepreneurship to mean more than just starting a business. Our innovative curricula, practical teaching, and research has made us the recognized #1 school for entrepreneurship for an unprecedented 25 consecutive years. What Roger Babson launched 100 years ago has never been more needed or more relevant. Our purpose is now, as it was then, to harness the power of business to generate positive economic and social change around the world. The mission for Babson's next century is to bring the entrepreneurial thinking shaped by our acclaimed, dedicated professors to more people and places. Babson has long been a global community with a global focus. We will continue to bring Babson everywhere so that entrepreneurial thinking can create impact everywhere. Now more than ever, the world needs what Babson is. Because today, more than ever, service to humanity is everyone's business.
So as you can see, we're excited about the centennial. And I only have one real request from all of you. If you could, as Alex mentioned, please go to the booth sometime during your time here. It's behind the stairs. And just say what Babson means to you, and say thank you for something, maybe someone who you knew or who influenced you at Babson. The first stage of our centennial campaign will be to celebrate those thank yous. And we want your thank you to be part of it. And we think that we have so much to be grateful for at Babson that we want to make sure that everyone knows that we are grateful to all of you and that you are grateful to many of your professors and friends and opportunities that you had as a result of going to Babson. So now it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome Alberto Nadal, Spain's Secretary of State for the Budget and Expenditure, to share a special welcome with us. And I have to say that the Secretary of State is rushing back to secure 2 more votes to pass the budget this morning, but he actually is here with us. And so I understand how important this is. Please come. Please come on stage. Yes.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, please apologize. I want to apologize because I have a terrible cold. It's hardly difficult to understand me in Spanish, so I imagine in English it's nearly impossible. First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Spanish government to be here with us. I know that you have chosen Spain and Madrid as the first city in Europe to gather together, to meet together. And we are very pleased to have you here. You know that my country is known for its hospitality, and I think you're going to enjoy a very good time with us, and we are very excited that you are here. I would also like to thank you, Babson College and its president, for the invitation to be here with you today and opening this session that is going to be really interesting. I saw your schedule is really busy and it's really interesting. I wish I could stay more, but as your president has just said, I have to go back to secure a budget. Entrepreneurship is probably the most important and most dynamic part of any economy. It is true for every country. It is true for Spain. We have 3.3 million companies. More than 95% are small and medium-sized companies, as in everywhere else. And one of the main tasks of any government is to provide our business community, our most dynamic people, with the means necessary to grow and to create. And that's what we have been trying to do for the last 5 years. We need simple rules. We need low taxes. Expenditure should be efficient, and public services should serve to everyone. And that's our policy. That has been our policy for the last 5 years, and I think we have been successful. The Spanish business community was hit very hard by the recession, as everywhere else, but especially in Southern Europe, especially in Spain. And we came back. We lost, in just a few years, 3.5 million jobs. In the last 5 years, we have created more than 2.5 million jobs. And it was not the government. It was our business community. What we need is try to help them. We have developed deep structural reforms, especially in the labor market. One thing is to protect our workers, and another thing is to avoid our business, men and women, to contract people, to hire people. We have to help them. One thing is that we have to raise taxes. I work for the finance ministry. You know, we have to raise taxes. But they have to be as low as possible, because every tax destroys jobs. Every tax stops the economy. At the same time, we have to finance public goods. We have to finance infrastructure. We have to finance health services. We have to finance pensions. But it should be kept at the proper level. At the same time, it's very easy to spend. It's very easy to tell people yes. But governments must learn to say no. When that means that expenditure is easy to gain votes, but on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, you have to raise taxes or you have to hurt the economy. We have to keep a balance between what are social needs and what are realities. I always say that the finance ministry, any finance ministry or any treasury, is where politics clash with reality. And reality means that taxes are so important that they should be spent wisely. We are living very interesting times. Probably since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, there has not been such huge changes in the world as we are experiencing today. Technology and digitalization is changing everything. Everything. Politics are different. relationships are different. Business is different. We have now information on what is happening in any other part in the world nearly instantly. Any technological advance is spread very rapidly. And that has created opportunities and challenges. And governments must adapt to that. We have to think that some people are not able to cope with these challenges, and we have to help them. But at the same time, we have to give opportunity to our companies, to our entrepreneurs, to take advantages of the changes that are happening in our world. I think Spain is a good example of that. Now we are exporting, we are the most exporter country in Europe, above Germany. The percentage of our GDP that we are exporting outside our borders is higher than even Germany. But it was not the case just 10 years ago. We learned from the crisis. If you want to have a solid economy in this globalized world, you have to compete in the global market. And your market should be stable. In the past, when things were going well internally in the Spanish economy, our companies just decided to sell at home. It was easier. And they neglected their foreign markets. It's not the case anymore. For 5 years in a row, we are having a surplus of current account that never happened in our economy. For 5 years in a row, we are exporting more and more every year. We are not losing competitivity. By contrary, we are increasing it every year. Our companies are more conscious that technology has to be integrated in all their procedures. And they have to fight very hard every day to be competitive, to conquer other markets, and to protect what they have to do. The answer to these new challenges is not closing market. It's not protectionism. The answer to this is being competitive. It's being able to have the better education you can afford in order to prepare your people for the future. It's to have low taxes, as I said before. You have good infrastructure. To be competitive because you are doing things well, not because some regulations are protecting you. And that has been our aim. I think that's the future of our country. We are coming back from the very, very deep recession. I think we are doing things well. Maybe we are not growing so explosive as we did in the past, but we are going to grow steadily. And probably you are visiting our country in what is going to be the most successful economic decade of this century. Thank you so much.
I wish you the best of luck finding your votes this morning. I really appreciate you coming to give us this wonderful welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So when Babson was founded nearly 100 years ago, its primary focus was to educate the sons, and I do mean the sons, of businessmen and prepare them to take over their family businesses. And so for almost a century, Babson has remained at the forefront of educating entrepreneurial families and helping them and conduct research and programming to help them achieve growth within their families. And now, as I mentioned, as we're approaching our centennial, supporting family enterprises is becoming even more important to us and really one of the 3 central themes for us in this next century. So it is my great honor to announce today that we are launching Babson's Institute for Family Entrepreneurship. So the Institute for Family Entrepreneurship is going to be a hub of teaching, research, and innovative programs dedicated to advancing entrepreneurial families around the world. And to lead the IFE's work in support of entrepreneurial families, I am also delighted to announce that Lori Union has joined Babson as the Executive Director of the Institute. I encourage you all to get to know Lori, introduce yourselves. She is an experienced family business entrepreneur herself. She took over her family business at 27, grew it and sold it, and she, along the way, went to Harvard Business School. She is a brilliant and tenacious businesswoman, and we are so lucky to have her guiding our new Institute for Family Entrepreneurship. We are thrilled that we are going to have her working with our students and our families, our parents. Almost 50% of our students come from family-owned businesses. So the new institute will have a lot to do. And I think, as we all know, it's not just our focus, it's the world's focus, because 70 to 90% of global GDP actually comes from family-owned businesses. So if we want to be relevant in the next century, we need to embrace family enterprise and make sure that every generation of family business includes at least one entrepreneur. So with that, I would like to invite Lori to the stage to introduce our next panel and panelists. Thank you.